Hello again, hope you're all doing well. If you remember the big achoo, a bunch of cities passed all these emergency laws saying inside restaurant eating was dangerous. The outside, though, I guess it was perfectly safe, but it was cold out, so they covered all the patios and went on with business as usual. Now, this isn't a political point. It's to say that no matter how clever a bureaucrat thinks they are, market always adapts. Remember that as we discuss today's alimony termination case, which asks, what qualifies as cohabitation in our progressive society? Now, we all know cohabitation is a basis to terminate alimony in Illinois, but where is that line between a relationship and a dating relationship? Because as lawyers, we've been on both sides of this. You know, the former husband living out of a cardboard box, eating ramen noodles while he's having to send his ex $2,000 a month checks so she can vacation in Spain with her new conspicuously unmarried boy toy. Or the ex-wife who gets served a termination pleading every time she has coffee with a coworker. And this is the big question the First District tries to clarify in this Boone County appeal. Yeah, why did this case get swapped up to the first? Nobody knows. I even emailed one of the attorneys involved in the appeal, and they said the Supreme Court did it on their own, but they have no idea why. Anyways, the first says, we have these factors, but they're not real factors because the Supreme Court hasn't ratified them. So these factors are more like really cool ideas to think about. And then they list all sorts of cases where prior courts said there was or wasn't cohabitation. I'm just going to let this scroll for a bit because it is a who's who of case law. So while that's doing its thing, let's get to the facts of today's case, which I'm just going to strip down to the bare minimum. It involves an ex-husband trying to shake maintenance payments. Now, his MSA states he pays just under $2,000 a month for 20 years. The ex-wife starts dating a guy, and I guess after 4.5 years, the ex-husband's saying, you know what? I think she's gaming the system. I want to end this alimony. Because as you know, case law holds that even if you don't cohabitate together, there can still be a de facto marriage as long as it's super serious enough. So at the hearing to terminate, the ex-wife, she freely admits one of the reasons she wasn't going to marry this new gentleman in her life was because it would end her alimony. Now, I respect honesty on the stand. She's basically saying, hate the game, not the player. Because the new couple, they freely admit they took a bunch of vacations and spent holidays together, were intimate, but they stressed they didn't commingle assets or income aside from the washer, dryer, and TV that the partner bought, but the ex-wife later repaid. He didn't move his stuff into her place and he didn't receive mail there. Their argument was really this: it was friends with benefits, a whole lot of benefits. And in the end, both the trial and appellate court say, that's not enough to terminate maintenance. The appellate court notes the trial judge, the Honorable Ronald Barch, has it pretty well figured out. And I'm guessing he saw the movie Heat.
Don't let yourself get attached to anything you are not willing to walk out on in 30 seconds flat if you feel the heat around the corner.
Because I'm just putting it out there, this 59-page behemoth opinion, it's basically Heat. Can the parties separate now without entanglement? And if the answer is no, chances are it's probably a de facto marriage. Yes, we have these suggestions, but the bottom line, Robert De Niro. Interestingly enough, the appellate court notes in closing what I like to call the reality of the reality. Much like restaurants during the big achoo, alimony recipients are seating themselves outside, and they will continue to do so until they can't. Now, whether this decision is going to prompt the ISBA to get out of their seats and amend Section 510, only time is going to tell. But other states are already rethinking this concept of alimony, like Florida, which recently banned permanent alimony after too many judges were handing it out like free Christmas coupons in short-term marriages. So who knows what the future will hold. Anyway, that's all I have. Join us next time as I cover the new Pretrial Fairness Act, otherwise known as, insert your own term. Fox News has a term for it. CNN has a term for it. I'll just let you figure that out. But I'm going to need some time to prep for it because it's going to be fairly comprehensive. I can't comment on when it will drop just yet. But if you want first dibs when it's uploaded, feel free to subscribe, but never feel obligated. This channel, it's just a hobby when time permits. But I do appreciate your feedback because, who doesn't like compliments? Anyways, that's all I have. Thanks for watching.